and getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. This is it. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, also our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. What a treat tonight to have Candace Parker joining us. Candace, great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to sit here at the table with people that I definitely enjoy working with.
Well, aside from Greg and Steve, you're probably talking about me and David. Correct?
I'm just talking about you and David. You know, Smitty and Greg and GA, nah.
I'm going to let it slide.
And here's what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Lakers. On Friday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks. And then on Sunday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And for that matchup with the Blazers, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
Here are the five for the Clippers. Wing pairing for him, it's George and Leonard. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum, and it's Beverly in at the point guard. And for the Lakers, the forwards are LeBron and Davis. Caldwell Pope out there with Dennis Schroeder, and it's Gasol at the center position. So the Clippers win the tip. Hey, Candace, the Clippers came into last season as favorites to win it all. They had worked their lineup, and they had added terrific parts, but they end up losing to the third-seeded Denver Nuggets. Was it as much of an upset as people are making it out to be?
You know, it's interesting. I had the Clippers and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals as my prediction at the beginning of last year. And honestly, I do think it was an upset. When you have that much talent on a team, it's the expectation is win or bust.
Shocking, I thought, but I, like you, had picked them to take on the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. And, you know, what Denver did was amazing.
And as a fan, I think just living in Los Angeles, LA was ready for the Clippers versus the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and you had a lot of disappointed, you know, fans. But hey, you got to give credit to Denver and to.
Oh, that was something else.
That was nasty. Letting it all hang out when George takes flight. Just enjoy the show.
The pass to James. That one, no good. Great D that time from Leonard. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
One of the more physical wings in the league. Kawhi gets smacked there, but not to be denied.
James outside. For three, Caldwell Pope drills the three-pointer. Candace, aside from last season with the bubble, we've seen the WNBA steadily increase the number of regular season games, 28 to 32 and 32 to 34, and this upcoming season, 36 games. Did you like all that change?
As a competitor, I love it. I love playing more games. There's more opportunity to go out on the court and to get better at what you're doing and get better at your craft. You know, I don't think it's an issue with scheduling or, you know, when you're trying to fit a bunch of games into a small amount of time. You still get a number of practice days, so I'm all for increasing the games.
Davis against Batum. Davis, the pass to LeBron. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Can't tie it up as that one misses. The Clippers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. In the corner, George with it. Tipped away. And James picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Zubac with it. Gasol covering. There's the screen. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And Candace, can you talk about the lifestyle, the experience for a WNBA player, the work-life balance, who are also mothers or expecting mothers and trying to keep a professional basketball career on track and improving?
Kevin, I'll tell you this. I have had knee injuries. I've had my shoulder operated on. There is nothing like coming back after having a child. That is the toughest thing to do. But honestly, second to that is, making sure that they're being raised. And so I think, being a mom comes first. We're seeing a lot of guys in the NBA that are putting their kids first and missing time and having paternity leave, which I think is huge. And you said it, balance. Balance is key. And I have a great support system. My family is amazing. So I know when I'm playing basketball, my daughter's getting the best care. And, when I'm away from the game of basketball, I'm really enjoying it and spending time with her.
Lakers trail by 4. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Another miss by Caldwell Pope. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Clippers. The Lakers beat them last time when these two teams met in Los Angeles.
And this, the first of 3 games these two teams will play against one another this season.
Carroll, he's checked in for the Lakers. Serge Ibaka has checked in for the Clippers. The 3 from George. Buries the long-range jumper. George has got 5 points so far.
He's been doing this a long time. George can hurt you from outside, inside, and everywhere in between.
Here's James. Leonard with the steal. Now here's Beverly. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Ibaka dishes to Beverly. And here's George for 3. He can't get that one, so the Lakers will take it the other way. Caldwell Pope outside. Pass to Harrell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum.
I can't remember any scouts predicting that Harrell would become this kind of offensive force.
And the WNBA in 2016, Candace, implemented a new playoff system with 5-game series in the last 2 rounds, but single-game elimination in the earlier rounds. Do you like that?
I do not like this system. I feel as though you play all year to get a top 3 spot or a top 4 spot, and it's a single elimination game. If you look at the way that the WNBA has their playoff system set up, the Lakers losing to the Portland Trailblazers in the first round of the playoffs, the Lakers would have been out in 2020. And, unfortunately, the Sparks were out in 2020, losing that first game. And so I think that also you're trying to find the best team. And with that comes a series. But also, who knows what can happen. Somebody wakes up with the flu and can't play, and then your entire season is on the line. And so I just don't like the one, single game elimination.
Shoots from the elbow. That one off the back iron and out. Well, it was the Clippers. Their last game lost to the Utah Jazz. Caruso, the pass to Davis. And Davis throws it down.
It's going to take more than that to slow Davis down. Just too much strength.
And we're seeing now about a third of the NBA teams with female coaches on their staffs, including a lot of WNBAers. Becky Hammon, Teresa Weatherspoon, and Christy Tolliver. So great to see, isn't it, Candace?
It's great to see. I obviously would like there to be more, and I think it is coming. But at the same time, I think basketball is basketball. And just having an opportunity and to be judged not as a female basketball player, but as a basketball player. and knowledge of the game. You're not going to meet anybody like Becky Hammond. She knows the game of basketball. She's played it at a very high level, and she's been able to learn about the game of basketball under one of the best coaches ever to coach NBA.
Being in that San Antonio process down there with all the different things they do so well has been terrific for her and certainly for them.
Definitely. I think it's a huge advantage, and, you know, not asking people to not hire men, but just give the opportunity to the ladies as well.
From down in the low post, it goes. Davis has got 5 points so far.
The strength of Anthony Davis helps him when he needs to gut through physical defense.
Leonard against Kuzma. Leonard with the bucket. 6 points for him.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
Caruso, the pass to Harrell. Right side Davis. Shoots over Leonard. And Davis can't get it to go.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
Williams with the ball. Now guarded by Harrell. And there's the foul. We're going Alex Caruso. That is his first foul of the game. Jackson, he's checked in for George. I'm glad we got to see the mobile one block once more. What a play.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
There's 31 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
Lakers trail by 4. 19 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Caruso, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Davis. He makes the Johnny from the left block.
You gotta like Davis's offensive versatility. He can strike from anywhere.
With 1 on the clock, at the end of 1, a closely contested game so far. Clippers lead by 2. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. Well, Greg, we know he's already a solid scorer, but Kyle Kuzma spoke to us before the game about evolving his game.
Biggest area of growth would definitely be on the defensive end and my playmaking ability. This year, I'm just trying to be a consistent defender, find my teammates because I have so much attention offensively. So, I think those are 2 areas.
Now, having played with superstars, Kuzma is learning what it takes to win.
He's getting only so many shots per game, so I applaud him for finding other ways to contribute to his team with an eye toward the greater goal.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Schroeder in at the point. That's the Laker 5. James in the post. Defended by Beverly. LeBron passes to Kuzma. Schroeder outside. 5 to shoot. Drives to the hoop. The teardrop falls in. Schroeder's got the lead up to 2 now for the Lakers.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Candace, I know how you love the play of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for the Lakers. He shows you the importance of having solid role players, and my goodness, he was solid in the playoffs.
Yes, he's solid in the playoffs, and that's what KCP was brought to LA to do, to knock down the jump shot, to play defense, and to spread the floor. And when you're able to do that in the playoffs, when the team needs you the most, you're going to have a home to stay.
Zubac kicks to Jackson, and that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. Lakers leading by 3. Now James. No points in the game yet for him. Kuzma with a screen on George. LeBron with the bucket.
So comfortable from this range. LBJ sticking that mid-range jumper.
The Clippers shooting 43% from the field. Jackson with it. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and the dunk by Zubac.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. And a new WNBA collective bargaining agreement ratified at the start of 2020. Would you say it's a step in the right direction in your view?
I definitely think it's a step in the right direction. We needed a new CBA. We needed a CBA that both the WNBA and the players could be proud of. And this is about growing the game of basketball. And as you know, in order to make money and in order to make money on a product, you have to invest. And that's what this CBA was based on.
Caldwell Pope feeling her out a bit.
An all defensive first teamer. Beverly once again getting up into his man and locking him down.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Back to Jackson. Lets it go from deep. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And it's the Lakers the other way. James wide open. That 3 off the mark.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
Jackson finds Zubac. And here's George. Pass to Beverly. On the wing, George. Over James. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Lakers leading by 3. This all setting the pick for LeBron. And he drives in. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
Yeah, and they're shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Harrell, he's checked in for Gasol. Davis comes in for Kyle Kuzma. Wesley Matthews checked in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. The Clippers also making some changes. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Batum. Luke Kennard comes in for Patrick Beverly. And it's Williams in for Reggie Jackson. Zubac with it. Now guarded by Harrell. Outside, George.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's LeBron off the left rim and out.
His struggles from the field continue, yet they still hold the lead.
George passes to Zubac. Leonard looking around. The three-pointer is right on target.
A guy who's made only 25% on threes in college, Kawhi's range has increased as much as anyone's.
Candace, always great to get your insights. Wish we could do this more often.
Yeah, I wish we could do this more often. Kevin, we're going to have to. When I hang up the shoes, I'll definitely be at the table a lot more.
We will welcome you with open arms. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Greg, and who better to talk sports with than Candace, the former female athlete of the year.
And Kev, anyone who knows her knows she's constantly checking stats and news and keeping up with everything about the league. It's in her blood.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Williams kicks to Zubats. From deep, George. He can't get it to go. So the Lakers will take it the other way.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
Caruso, the pass to LeBron. It's good for his fourth bucket of the night. He's shooting 4 of 8.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Davis against Leonard. Zubats with the screen for Leonard. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for the Los Angeles Lakers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They were firmly in control in the second quarter, and their lead stands at 8 here at halftime. Shaq, what'd you think about the Lakers?
The story has been the versatility of Giannis, has the ability to dominate in every statistical, mephistical, ballistical category. He's the gold standard for the positionless basketball.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Clippers.
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. The guard set is Beverly and George. Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And for everything that Anthony Davis does on the floor, you can't forget about his defense. Still an elite-level defender, guards multiple positions, and turns away a number of shots. And, guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Caldwell Pope with the screen on Leonard. Fades. LeBron shot is off. And Davis gets a lot of blocks without getting in foul trouble. About a 1-to-1 rate. Whoa, hammering it in!
You see the power right there from Kawhi. Absorbs contact and able to convert right through it.
And, guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard's still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
And Leonard, no good on that one. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to lose.
It's a solid blueprint.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
You know, Steve, one thing you admire about LeBron, how he shapes a possession for his team. He'll create situations where he gets a mismatch or helps his teammate find one.
You know, Kevin, LeBron will use his high screens to just kind of shuffle defenders, make them think. Once he sees an opportunity, he'll pounce all over it. You can see him do this the most at the end of close games.
You know, even though LeBron doesn't go 100% every minute of every game in the season, GA, he still knows when to turn it on.
And for someone at his age, that is something you have to know how to do. You can see when LeBron kicks it into that next gear. Can't keep it on all the time, but he's still able to take over when he needs to.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
George passes to Ibaka. He dishes it to Leonard. And George kicks to Beverly. Passes to Leonard. And it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. The Lakers making a switch here. Kuzma's checked in, and the Clippers with a change here too. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Paul George. And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile one block a moment ago.
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
Shot clock at 3. Here's Jackson. No good off the front iron.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Back to Schroeder. Caldwell Pope outside. Lakers working the ball around now. Here's Davis outside for Caldwell Pope. It's blocked. And here's Beverly. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim.
Kuzma outside. Back to Schroeder. Connects from three-point range.
Shooting confidently from long range. Schroeder with a great balance on that shot.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
That one's good. The Laker lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Kawhi Leonard. Schroeder passes to Gasol. Feeds it to Davis. Over Batum. Davis with the bucket. Davis has got the lead up to 12 now for the Lakers.
He's been a big factor in their offense tonight, making shot after shot.
And the Lakers with some changes. Harrell, he's checked in for Gasol. Matthews comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. And then for the Clippers, Luke Kennard comes in for Jackson. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. There will be a subtle but significant change on the court this season. Wilson is now the official basketball supplier for the NBA and its affiliated leagues. In fact, they were the association's original supplier starting in 1946. Now, after a nearly 4-decade hiatus, Wilson reclaims that position. Guys, back to you.
We appreciate that, David. Thank you. And there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. That is his first foul of the game. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. The kick out to Williams.
Using the pick to create space, something Lou does exceptionally well.
And Caruso's got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. They've held a 12-point lead earlier.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Outside Williams. There's the pass to Kennard. Now here's Leonard. 15 points in the game. Yes, that goes in. Zubats has got his second bucket tonight.
Kawhi has all the physical gifts, and the one thing I love, he really can pass.
Loads it up for Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
What a beautiful play, and it was great timing. Then the athletic finish by 80.
Kennard finds Williams. And there's the call on Lou Williams. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
George is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Caruso looking for an opening. Into the lane, and he uses the glass on the layup. And now it's a 10-point Laker lead.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Ibaka with the screen on Kuzma.
At some point, when you recognize someone's this out of rhythm, you have to shift to something else.
Here's Caruso. He's guarded by Williams. Pass to Davis. 1 second left. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight. Our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
At his position, traditionally, his job is to shoot the basketball. Give him credit for keeping his eyes up and just taking what the defense allows.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. So for the Lakers right now, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Montrezl Harrell, and it's Schroeder in at the 1. 4 on the clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot, and here's George for 3. Lakers leading by 10. Schroeder kicks to Caldwell Pope. Here he goes. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's best when he lets the game come to him, when he's not forcing shots, not making things tough on himself, not making tough passes. You know, Smitty, a simple approach does wonders for him.
Kevin, you applaud the maturity of KCP to realize that. He knew he needed to change his game to improve. Focusing on making the easy play has made him a very valuable member of this team.
And that one misses.
Yeah, much improved foul shooter. KCP also starting to get to the line at a higher rate.
Kawhi Leonard's checked in for the Clippers, and he sinks the second. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of
good one, yes.
Reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. How about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league, and there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Leonard with the ball. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers.
I'll tell you what, terrific anticipation defensively. Tracked it all the way. That pass had no chance.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Beverly against Schroeder, and stolen by LeBron. He kicks to Harrell. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance. Here to make it a three-point play.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
One thing that stood out all game is the consistent penetration they've gotten.
And you've always heard of guys being in a zone shooting, but you can be in a zone passing the basketball, and we've seen that tonight as well.
From deep, George, the rebound by the Lakers.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
Beverly against Schroeder. Loads it up there for Harrell. That shot is off. Clippers trail by 16. Here's Leonard. There's the drive. Score the basket, his eighth. 8 for 13 from the floor.
One thing about Kawhi, when he's driving, he eats up real estate fast with those long strides.
Harrell, a screen on Leonard. Here's James. And with the frequency of three-point shots skyrocketing, Greg, does the drastic change concern you? And should something be done to lessen the dependence these teams have on three?
It's crazy. I mean, we're starting to see teams take more threes than twos. You know, some have said maybe limit fouls on three-pointers to only 2 free throws. That might eliminate some of the flopping on those long-range attempts, but I really feel like this is the evolution of the game, and that three is going to be vital.
Free throw good, LeBron.
A guy who's won almost every award in the book. LeBron does as much for the NBA off the court as he does on it.
George against Caldwell Pope. And there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. That's foul number 2 for him. Anthony Davis, he's checked in for Montrezl Harrell. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
And Beverly has a smooth release. Doesn't need much separation to get his shot off.
Pass to James. From the stripe, Gasol trying to free himself up.
Empty possession, and you don't want to miss these easy looks.
Now Beverly. Now the feed to George. 5 on the clock. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Caldwell Pope with some nice D. LeBron with it. Leonard picks him up. Great D that time from Leonard. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Clippers. To the paint. Here's Leonard. And it's good off the glass. Leonard's got 10 points in just the second half.
Every organization needs team-first guys like Patrick Beverly. That's a terrific pass.
James. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line. And Smitty, you know what Pat Beverly is going to bring every night. A fearless, ferocious, at times almost sociopathic level of intensity. And this guy just does not take a possession off.
You know, he's one of those guys I would have to question even playing with him. He plays so hard. I know I hate playing against him.
And he can't get the first one. And the Clippers making a switch here. Zubac is checked in. He hits the second from the line. Clippers trail by 14. Outside, George. Zubac in the post. Working on Gasol. Batum attacking. A second chance effort. And Zubac puts it in.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Reason why? Lack of focus, lack of communication, which led to second chance points.
And Gasol slams it in.
Beautiful pass. LeBron, fun to watch. Intelligent, outstanding read.
Zubac, a screen on Schroeder. Here's Leonard. And it's LeBron James with the rebound. LeBron's got 5 rebounds tonight. LeBron sets the screen for Schroeder. James right side. 8 for 15 with that made basket, but he's not satisfied yet.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Lakers.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for LeBron.
High-level shot making, what we got a chance to witness. He responded to good defense with better offense time and time again.
Inside, here's Zubac. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
On the heels of this run, you wonder where was this effort earlier on?
Well, the question becomes, are they playing that much better now, or has their opponent taken the rest of the night off?
Schroeder surveying the floor. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And we've got David Aldridge standing by on our sideline with the player of the game. David, it's all yours.
Kevin, thank you. LeBron, the last game for a little while. As a team, how do you approach the break?
Well, we got a couple of days off, but everyone needs to stay in tune. Even though we're not going to be on our feet or on the basketball court, everyone needs to continue to just, work your mind and work your body as well, and get ready for practice.
Well, I'm sure you're going to enjoy that time off anyway, man. Congrats on this win. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.